little chewed on. A little bit chewed on. There she is. Saw it from the tractor. We're over here, we're moving a blind actually. And I found the other one last week, probably 200 yards that way. And I was just taking this loop, looking all around, looking. I actually just saw the gimp. The gimp was bed right over there. He took off that way. And I just happened to look over, and I saw it. Just laying there like that. Wish I would have brought the other one with me, but there it is. Fat bastard, the whole set. 2 years in a row. We walked by this. We keep saying that, but how many times have we walked by this? I've walked this ridge like 3 or 4 times in the last couple weeks. This edge right here, I've walked right through here 3 or 4 times and walked right by it. And that is a lot bigger than last year. A lot bigger. Dang.
Try and find little chickens. Gobble gobble. Let's just do a big lap through this field.
I got your password on camera.
What is it?
I can't say.
This is the 29th. Little hen. Little hen, then little hen. Dude, look at this bearded hen.
big that is.
That is ginormous. There's a little bit of perspective for you.
Right in the middle of your field. What is that? Me and Dylan are trying to roost some turkeys tonight. It's about 2 weeks before season. And the neighbors are just having a heyday right now, shooting guns. You're gonna last all night, I think. Alright guys, real quick, we're just gonna go over the sheds that we found this year. The important ones. This is a set that I found on one of our family members' property, the one side, and then the neighbor's property that we have permission to look on. They weren't laying together, but they were probably about 150 yards apart. And the unique thing is, I never saw this buck one time during the season, even though his range is really close to our farm. But last year, I did find a match set that matches it perfectly. That's just, obviously 1 year younger, but we did see last year this buck a lot. Me and Isaac both had encounters on film in range. You saw it on SBO Live, so he made a pretty decent jump, and we're excited for him next year. We're just not quite sure because his range switched over a mile basically from his core last year to his core this year. It's a pretty far jump. This buck right here does not have a very far range. This is the Gimp. We have 3 years in a row worth of sheds that we found the match to. Here's this year. Isaac found this this side. I found this side. Once again, yeah, they're about 250 yards apart. They were not laying on top of each other. They were on the same general trail, heading to the food sources though. But this is his rack from the 5.5 year. We've documented him his whole life. Obviously, pretty easy to do because he's been missing that leg. And he'll be 6.5 years old next year, so he will be way up on the hit list, even though he probably only scored around 100 this year, to tell you the truth. But mature deer. The first set I found this year, which is on the first episode, this is No Brows. I actually wasn't really expecting to find this. We get this deer on camera from time to time, but he never was really a true regular. And I ended up finding them sitting together real close to the road. You saw that in episode 1, but these are the first antlers I found this year, so I was pretty happy about that. And then this is the set that we were looking for all year. This is Fat Bastard, and obviously we have a set from last year as well. Last year they were about 250 yards apart. This year they were probably 150 yards apart. Not in the same general area that we found his sheds from last year, but he did make a pretty good jump, as you can see from his set there. And the interesting part was I spent all spring looking for these, and I found both of them while one I was on the gator and the other one I was on the tractor, so I wasn't even looking for them when I found them. But they were kind of out in the open, and we'd been going around checking all the thick spots, feeding areas, trails, and they ended up just being on travel areas, just sitting in the wide open. But he's a deer that we're most excited for next year. He'll probably be 6.5 years old, fully mature, and he'll be #1 on the hit list.